Morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be making an announcement about an important change to our national delivery schedule. I think anyone that's followed the Postal Service over the past couple of years knows that we've been consistently advancing this idea of making change to our delivery schedule. It's an important part of our strategy for returning back to financial stability, and we're now at a point where it is absolutely necessary to make that move. Before I get into the details of the announcement, I'd like to spend a couple minutes discussing the financial reasons for this delivery schedule change. Since 2008, we've seen a steady decline in the use of first-class mail. It's our most profitable product and generates the most revenue. But people pay their bills online. It's simple, it's easy, it's free. You cannot beat free. On the other hand, people do still like to receive hard copy statements and bills and correspondence. And the fact that businesses continue to send mail to the homes, and that's been pretty stable over the past few years, really shows that people do value the mail that they receive. However, they do like to make their payments online. And it's put a tremendous financial pressure on the Postal Service. The biggest issue we face is whether we can adapt to these changes in the marketplace. And unfortunately, our business model and the laws that govern us do not provide a lot of flexibility to adapt. And this results in a major imbalance between costs and revenue. This past year, the Postal Service posted a financial loss of $15.9 billion. By any measure, that is unsustainable and it's unacceptable. And of the $15.9 billion loss, $11.1 billion was due to the amount that we are obligated to pay the Treasury to pre-fund retiree health benefits. We had to default on those payments because we did not have the funds. And you know the Postal Service is expected to operate like a business. We generate all of our revenue from the sale of postage. We take no tax dollars. We do not want tax dollars. However, we also don't have the ability to reduce costs in a way that a private business would. And we're at the end of our borrowing authority. To give some perspective of our liquidity situation, a typical large organization would have either cash on hand or quick borrowing ability, 2 months worth of cash to cover their operating costs. In October, at one point this year, the Postal Service had less than 4 days of cash on hand. That's a very scary situation, and it's no situation that a business should be in. And this is why we've taken aggressive steps to reduce our costs and why we've been so vocal about seeking postal reform legislation. We face some major hurdles to return to profitability and long-term financial stability. We need to generate nearly $20 billion in cost reductions and revenue increases to close the budget gap and be able to repay our debt. That's both. Close the gap and repay the debt. And this is why the Board of Governors of the Postal Service has directed us to take every necessary step to reduce costs and conserve cash necessary to continue our operations. That's what we've been doing consistently over the last couple of years. And we will be accelerating those efforts moving forward. Since 2006, we've made tremendous strides in cost reduction. We've reduced the size of our workforce by 193,000 people. We've done it in a very orderly process of attrition, not through layoffs, and we're pretty proud of that. We've reduced our annual cost basis by $15 billion. That's bending the cost line by $15 billion. And how did we do that? We've consolidated over 200 mail processing facilities, eliminated 21,000 delivery routes, substantially reduced administrative costs, and right now we're reducing hours in over 9,000 post offices across the country. I cannot think of another organization, either public or private, that can claim that comparable level of cost reduction. We've accomplished these cost reductions while continuing to achieve very high levels of service performance. And yet, with even these significant cost reductions, we still have a large budget gap to fill. And so today, we're announcing that we are moving forward with a change to our national delivery schedule. The new delivery schedule will result in about a $2 billion annual cost reduction, and it's an important part of our return to profitability and financial stability. Beginning the week of August 5th this year, the Postal Service delivery schedule will consist of 6 days of package delivery and 5 days of mail delivery. This is a new approach for the Postal Service. Over the past few years, we proposed moving to a 5-day schedule for both mail and packages. But our new approach is based on a great deal of customer input that we've heard over the course of the last 6 or 7 months, and it reflects a strong demand for package delivery on Saturdays, and it still enables the Postal Service to achieve significant cost reductions. What we're announcing today is not very complicated. Package delivery will continue Monday through Saturday. There will be no changes in terms of post office hours. If we're open Saturday, we'll be open Saturday. We'll continue to deliver mail to post office boxes on Saturday, which is very important for a number of businesses. Mail delivery will occur Monday through Friday, and we will not deliver nor collect mail on Saturday. Our decision to maintain Saturday package service is driven by a number of factors. We've taken a very hard look at the future of package delivery and think that there is a very strong growth potential for the Postal Service over this coming decade. As consumers increasingly use and rely on delivery services, especially with the rise of e-commerce, we can play an increasingly vital role as the delivery provider of choice. We can also be a driver of growth opportunities for American business. Americans' mailing habits are changing, and so are their shipping habits. People order goods online at an ever-increasing rate, and we expect e-commerce will drive consumer habits in that direction for the foreseeable future. We've seen our package growth grow steadily over the past few years, and we expect this trend to continue. So, what kind of a reaction do we expect to this announcement? People will say this is a responsible decision. It makes common sense. Over the last several years, we've seen surveys conducting about a potential shift in delivery from 5 days of both packages and mail. And consistently, we've seen the same result. And this is true even when the questions are asked a little bit different. Basically, 70% of Americans have consistently said that they would support 5-day schedule for mail and delivery package delivery given the financial condition of the Postal Service. We've not done a poll right now to get an idea of this new approach, the 6-day package delivery, but we expect that 70% number to jump higher once people become familiar with our new plan. Our move to a new delivery schedule is a result of a lot of research and study. 2 years ago, the Postal Service put together a very detailed plan to implement a 5-day delivery schedule, and we've looked at every conceivable impact on our business and operations, and we are confident that we have a strong operational framework. An important part of today's announcement relates to timing. We've made a commitment to our business mailers and residential customers to provide a 6-month advance notice of any new delivery change. We want to ensure that mailers have adequate time to adjust logistics and production schedules. We'll also begin communicating with our employees, our unions, and our management associations about these changes. Many of our employees will be affected as we change to this new delivery schedule, and we want to give our employees plenty of time to consider and plan for these changes. We pride ourselves on being a very responsible employer, and we make every effort to ensure that our employees receive good information. As you might imagine, most of the projected $2 billion in cost savings will occur as a result of a more efficient network and a reduction in size of our workforce. We're projecting that we will be able to reduce about 45 million work hours making these changes. And the key areas of cost reduction, of course, will be Saturday mail delivery, Saturday mail processing, and transportation. The Postal Service has a great track record of managing through major operational changes. And we believe that we can accomplish our workforce goals through attrition, and we'll be working with our unions and management associations. In terms of timing, we'll publish detailed operational plans for our business mailers in March next month, and we'll be conducting a number of webinars and other educational efforts to make sure that we reach all business customers. As we get closer to the delivery schedule change in August, we'll be publishing information in post offices, putting it online, and other points of customer contact to make sure that our residential customers know what changes will be coming up. So let me conclude with a couple of thoughts. This announcement today is just one part of a much larger strategy to return the Postal Service to long-term financial stability. The plan saves $2 billion annually, but we have a $20 billion gap to close. We're striving to raise revenue, reduce costs, and gain efficiencies throughout the entire organization. And making this change to our delivery schedule is a big-ticket item, and it is simply too big of a cost savings to ignore. In fact, I would strongly argue that it would be irresponsible for the Postal Service not to pursue this course. Second, we're implementing this approach to improve our overall business performance. There is a strong and growing demand for our package service, and we need to meet that demand over the coming decade. And that's why we are continuing to maintain 6 days of package delivery. Our move to 5-day mail delivery also reflects a changing market demand. And we are simply not in a financial position where we can continue to maintain 6-day delivery. We are in a situation where we are obligated to make some tough choices and decisions, and we're committed to keep the cost of mail as affordable as possible, and our new delivery schedule helps us to reduce some of the pressure on the overall finances. Finally, let me finish where I started. Our financial condition is urgent. We continue to require basic reform to our business model and continue to encourage Congress to look at our comprehensive plan. We need to operate with greater flexibility so that we can adapt quickly to the changing marketplace. Our announcement today is a step in that direction.